Our top story today from the gatewaypundit.com, the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission releases a report confirming that radioactive material is lost in transit. Shipping container arrives damaged and empty in New Jersey. This may be the reason why so many drones are searching at night. Are they looking for something radioactive? And what is that radioactive material? We're covering the story and so much more here on the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. My name is Elijah Schaffer, and this is the Week in Review, where we cover the top 5 stories of the last 24 hours. Pardon my appearance here as I am traveling, and it is raining outside, and I'm about to head to the airport. That being said, the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission releases a report confirming the radioactive material lost in transit. Shipping container arrives damaged and empty in New Jersey. Well, the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission has confirmed that a radioactive material was lost in transit earlier this month, heightening fears about public safety and sparking theories about mysterious drone activity in New Jersey. Officer Liu, a prominent political commentator, highlighted that RNC's event report during a review of the regulatory alerts. While looking at the Nuclear Regulatory Commission alerts, I can confirm that there is a radioactive material that has gone missing on December 2nd out of New Jersey. This might be the reason for the drones. Just a speculation at this point, he wrote. The missing material, identified as GE68 pin source, manufactured by Eckert and Ziegler, was reported lost by its licensee on December 3rd of 2024. Shipped for disposal, the container arrived at its destination severely damaged and empty. According to the NRC's report, the radioactive source, while classified as less than IAEA Category 3, still poses potential risks if mishandled or exposed for prolonged periods. According to the report, Agreement State Report, source lost in transit, the following information was provided by the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection via email. The licensee reported to the NJDEP on December 3rd of 2024 that a GE68 pin source that had sent for disposal has been lost in transit on December 2nd of 2024. The source is Eckert and Ziegler model HEGL0132 with current approximate activity at 0.267 MCI. The shipping container arrived at its destination damaged and empty. The license has filed a claim with the shipper. If the source is not located within 30 days, the licensee will follow up with a full written report to include root causes. This event is reportable under 10 CFR 20 well, you can see the rest right there of the entire report. New Jersey event report ID number to be determined. Sources are less than IEA Category 3 sources are neither sources that are very unlikely to cause permanent injury to individuals or contain a very small amount of radioactive material that would not cause any permanent injury. Some of these sources, such as moisture density gauges or thickness gauges that are Category 4, the amount of an unshielded radioactive material, if not safely managed or secretly protected or securely protected, could possibly, although it is unlikely, temporarily injure who handled it or they're otherwise in contact with it. You can see the full report there. Now, just as this radioactive mishap was quietly made public, a string of mysterious drone sightings over New Jersey has raised eyebrows. John Ferguson, the CEO of Saxon Aerospace LLC and an expert in unmanned aerial systems, has presented a startling theory. The drones may be searching for the missing radioactive material. My belief is that they're trying to smell something on the ground, gas, leaks, radioactive material, whatever. I do believe that they're flying low enough that they are just trying to sniff the ground and try to find something. So again, I hate to be a pessimist or a guy that not thinks directly to be negative. However, I know as a professional, we build professional stuff for the military. I believe that they're actually out there trying to smell something that's very important. However, Ferguson linked the sightings of drones to a more shocking claim, the disappearance of over 80 nuclear warheads from Ukraine after the collapse of the Soviet Union. According to Ferguson, these weapons have never been fully accounted for, and at least one of them may have been headed towards the United States. Ferguson recounted a conversation with a government insider who physically handled one of the missing warheads, only to see his warnings ignored by the U.S. authorities. Now, whether or not this is true is one thing, right? I mean, look, there's reports that there's missing radioactive material. Is the radioactive material actually harming anyone? I don't know. I don't think that it probably is. But of course, that leads to speculation because New Jersey obviously has massive military installations, some of which work with the development of drones. Now, this is no new information, but if you don't know about this, there's been massive drones about the size of cars being spotted literally every night during dusk till early dawn. And they're seen hovering around, some with their lights off. And, it's gotten enough emergency notice that not only are mayors, city councils, but also the governor is involved in trying to understand what's going on. But of course, we're hearing from Mayorkas and other individuals from DHS that this is nothing to worry about, which makes us wonder, is this really just another American, military training exercise that they didn't alert the American people gone wrong? That we'll have to still understand, okay? But More importantly, if there's a warhead in the United States, I think we deserve to know. That being said, I just want to remind you guys something very important. We are in the time of the Christmas season. My Pillow has their Christmas extravaganza going on. They have the amazing My Pillows right now, which you should get last minute as a gift using my promo code Elijah at mypillow.com. Make sure that you pick up some of those pillows. They're only $14.88, and you can get the queen size for $18.88 and the king for only $19.88. Plus, you can get a body pillow for $29.88. And remember, these are the most comfortable made in America pillows. They're made by Mike Lindell's company. They love America. They've been fighting for free speech. Companies canceled their order. So now there's a bunch of surplus open, but now they're selling out of them. So there's a limit of 10. Plus, of course, you get free shipping on orders over $75. But if you want to add in more gifts for the friends and family, check out their sheets. Their flannel sheets are on sale for only $59.98. Their slippers are about the exact same price, usually $120. They have robes, duvets, everything from a company that makes their products in America. They love you. They appreciate you. They've been fighting for free speech, and they make great gifts. If you've been looking for a gift for your family, you don't know what to get them something from a man who loves this country. Give them something that is made here at mypillow.com, promo code Elijah, mypillow.com, promo code ELIJAH, or call 1-800-210-8491. You've got to use my promo code in order to get the deal. Now, that being said, in other news, speaking of the drone issue, it turns out they're trying to smell something on the ground. CEO of government-backed drone company drops shocking insight on New Jersey crisis, which leaves Joe Rogan alarmed. We just read the main brunt of the story here, but we do have a clip for you that I think is rather vital that we watch from Joe Rogan. Check this out.
I'm not normally a TikTok kind of a guy. I like watching this stuff every once in a while. But I'm a manufacturer of unmanned aircraft, military grade unmanned aircraft, as you can see one of my systems here. There's all of these mysterious drones going on off the East Coast. And as a professional, as a subject matter expert, I wanted to give you all my opinion on what I think could be going on with these drones. I don't particularly believe that these have a nefarious intent. I could be wrong, but I want to give you the truth and what I believe. It's my own opinion, and I've not bounced this off of anybody. So, if you think it's bullshit, whatever, that's cool. I don't want to spread misinformation, as we know that there's a lot of that going around. But anyway, back in the 1980s, Ronald Reagan had dismantled the nuclear program, and there were, with Russia, there were countless nuclear missiles that were disarmed and disposed of. Well, there were over 80, I believe. There were over 80 nuclear warheads that were in Ukraine that came up missing. Okay. We don't know where they are. Maybe somebody does, but nobody really knows where these are. And I speak with some pretty high level government officials on this stuff, and it seems as though that is the case. So I spoke to a gentleman a few months ago who was trying to raise an alarm to the highest levels of our government, which they had their ears closed, about this one particular nuclear warhead that he physically put his hands on. He physically touched this warhead that was left over from Ukraine. And he knew that that thing was headed towards the United States. Okay. That is a very serious.
Right. So he's saying they knew it was headed towards the United States. Now, whether or not it actually was, I don't know. I mean, this could be just a man who made a video and we're supposed to believe him because he's a manufacturer of drones. I'm not exactly on that, game there. But I do take it pretty seriously, the fact that, these drones do seem to be, I'm here in New York right now, right? I'm in the Thompson Hotel right by Central Park. It's a great place. But they shut down one of our airports on Friday because of the drone activity. And Kathy Hochul even, the governor, put out an alert about this. So the fact that this is becoming an interstate problem, it's a big issue, and I feel like we need to take it seriously. That being said, also, talk about a freak out here. ABC News employees and media figures lose their minds after Trump scores a massive $16 million legal victory over the network and George Stephanopoulos, $1 million for legal fees. Well, ABC employees and the rest of the left are not taking the news of Trump's massive legal victory over the fake news network and sniveling anchor George Stephanopoulos well at all. As the Gateway Pundit reported, Trump was supposed to be deposed this week before Christmas in his defamation case. Trump sued the network earlier this year after Stephanopoulos claimed that Trump was found liable for rape by a Manhattan jury in the E. Jean Carroll case. The corrupt leftist jury found Trump liable for defaming certified nut E. Jean Carroll, not for rape. Stephanopoulos defamed Trump during an interview with Representative Nancy Mace. Earlier this year, he also smeared Mace, an actual rape victim, in the process. ABC and Stephanopoulos now must pay Trump a whopping $15 million for their sick comments, plus $1 million for the Trump team legal fees. The $15 million will be donated to a presidential foundation and museum established by President-elect Trump. Moreover, they must issue statements of regret as an editor's note at the bottom of an online article on March 10th. According to an independent reporter, Yashir Ali, ABC News talent and staffers are livid and shocked over the settlement. According to Ali, this is because they have faced budget cuts and layoffs in recent years. Now, of course, like, the mainstream media should stop lying. How about that? What if you stopped going out and defaming people and spreading information that's not true? You know, I'm just a reporter, and the amount of information that comes out about me, about this network, the Gateway Pundit, it's disgusting. It's despicable. The way they smear and they lie about us. But of course, to go out there and talk about Trump and say that he got, convicted of rape when he clearly didn't, you know that there's an agenda. And maybe if they didn't want to pay the court fees, they should probably stop being so, slanderous and giving out so much libel. Now, Bay Senator Mike Lee dunks on all over warmongering RINO Liz Cheney with one of her old ex-posts as her previous tacky words on J6 and Lee come back to haunt her. Colin Linebarger reports that warmonger, never Trumper Liz Cheney may have gone into hiding since the election, but some old words of hers regarding J6 are coming back to haunt her, and we can thank Senator Mike Lee for this. As Jim Hoff reported, Inspector General David Horowitz released his much-anticipated January 6th report on Thursday. It showed the DOJ admitting that 26 undercover operatives were working inside the crowd that fateful day. The Gateway Pundit has also previously reported on numerous confirmed intelligence operatives and cutouts who had infiltrated the Trump crowd on January 6th. Despite the omissions in the Inspector General's report, it did at least disprove the lie that the FBI was not involved. Cheney also snapped at several conservative patriots, including Senator Mike Lee, who dared to question the official narrative. One of her old tweets targeting Lee has returned to haunt her. Back in November, Cheney called Lee a nutball conspiracy theorist for questioning the FBI's involvement in J6 after he mocked old slanted footage of the event propagated by the driven by media. Liz, we've seen footage like that a million times. You've made sure that we saw that and nothing else. It's the other stuff which you deliberately hid from us that we are finding so upsetting. Nice try. How many of you guys are feds? And she responded, heads up, a nutball conspiracy theorist appears to be posting from your account. Well, it turns out that Mike ended up receiving the last laugh as, we find out that the FBI was involved, and that's what they're admitting, right? But we know there's probably such a greater extent of involvement that they're currently not discussing. I mean, you really believe there was only 24 individuals that were involved in that? Of course not. There's got to be probably several dozen more, maybe several hundred if we include actual paid, undercover, not just informants, but actual agents that they maybe don't have to release to the public or were unable to find due to redacted files, as they continue to do to delete files. We know they deleted so many. Now, lastly, I just wanted to say this. I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to embarrass him, but I was at the gala last night. I'm here in New York at the New York Republican Gala, and this is one of our top stories. Trump advisor Alex Bruce collapses on stage during Young Republican Club Gala, sparks health concerns. Look, you can watch the video on our website. I don't want to spread it, but I think he's fine. Isaiah saw it. It was a little bit, it's always nervous whenever you pass out. I've passed out before. Maybe you have too, but I don't think there's anything to worry about. He's young, he's healthy, and he just had a faint. Sometimes we pass out, but he's not vaccinated. So if you're wondering that, he's not. I can tell you that I'm his friend and I like him, and he's doing all right. Anyway, to the rest of you guys watching, have a great rest of the week as always, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.